my name is Inanula and I share with you years of personal experience in the fashion industry, giving you key insights into buying and merchandising skills. So, I've actually been receiving quite a lot of messages and even emails and Instagram DMs from just like loads of subscribers off of my YouTube channel, which is amazing. I'm super grateful for that because it's just really great to hear that people are actually like learning stuff from the things that I teach and share. And you know, that's the reason I started this channel in the first place. Is, you know, it would have been easier for me navigating the industry if I had, you know, just that extra understanding and that extra skill set to just like help progress you further. So I'm really grateful for all the messages and keep them coming. Like I really love hearing about people's stories and just what exactly it is they like to learn and to hear more of. So just hit me up and let me know. And so one particular email that I received a couple weeks ago now from a lovely young lady called Christi was just great. So she's a student at the IFA Paris Academy, so well done, go Christi. And she wanted to actually have a interview to ask me a few questions and stuff, just more information that she needed to know. And I'm always happy to share, so I just thought, why not meet up with her, and also why not share it on here. She sent me a lovely email here. She said, hi, my name is Christi and it is very nice to meet you. I'm currently a student at IFA Paris who is interested to become a fashion buyer slash merchandiser. I discovered your YouTube channel and you instantly became a role model slash virtual mentor. I am currently doing a project about fashion buyers where my team and I interview fashion buyers regarding their job, and was hoping if I could ask few questions. Really hope to hear back from you. Have a good day and stay safe from Paris. So I thought I had to reply to that super friendly email, and I'm just about to have a chat with her now. So I hope you enjoy this video. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good.
Can you see me?
Hi, can you see me?
Hi. Hi. It's very nice to actually meet you now.
Cool, I know, you too. Thank you so much for your lovely email. Yeah, I thought like this would be great. Like this is actually my first time meeting someone like one of my subscribers, so I'm really glad
Oh, yeah.
love to help you out. So yeah.
Well, hopefully it would not be the last of many meetings because I am super interested in becoming a buyer and everything, like as I said. And I was so super glad, to say the least, that I found your channel because honestly, there's not a lot of fashion buyers on YouTube.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
at all. So it's a very good market you're in, like very well put.
Cool.
Super good.
The reason I started it is because actually it wasn't easy for me starting out. So even just like skill sets, knowing what to do on your job daily, you don't actually get told
Yeah.
what you need to do. It would have been great
Yeah.
something out there. So yeah, I'm happy to like answer any questions you have. But first of all, just like introduce yourself, your name, where you're from.
All right. Okay. Well, hi. My name is Christy. I'm 22, and I'm currently a global fashion media student, interested in becoming a fashion buyer at IFA Paris. So I'm actually currently in Paris, and I've researched the whole internet to look for fashion buyers, and now I found you.
Cool. How are you getting on with finding other buyers? Have you interviewed quite lots of people?
So it is a group project, and a few of my friends got some German-based brands, like retailers that have fashion buyers as well, and some of them work from Thailand. So we're trying to sort of reach out different continents in the world, trying to sort of spread out the fashion buyers. That way, we could have as much intel as we could and make a good foundational base.
Nice. Well, good luck with everything.
Thank you. And honest, if it's no trouble, could you introduce yourself as well and your role?
Sure. My name is Inunula and I work in fashion buying and merchandising. I have done that at Debenhams, at Jaeger. I've also done fashion production at Margaret Howell. I did fashion design at uni in Manchester, in the UK. And I'm currently in kidswear at Mothercare. So that's...
Okay. I see. All right. Sounds good. Well, should we dive into the questions?
Yes, definitely. Let's go for it.
Yeah. All right. Was there any questions in particular that caught your eye, or the first question that sort of like made you really want to answer from your experience?
From my experience, I think the question you had about the challenges, honestly, there are so many, like I can't even deal. But the biggest challenge I would say in fashion buying and merchandising is for sure trying to predict what your bestseller is going to be. So that's a challenge we face every single day. And we're constantly looking at previous sales, but obviously that's in the past. So just projecting the future, I would say, is our biggest challenge every day. Yeah.
Okay. So do you rely on a certain platform?
Sorry?
Because I know some buyers, they rely on a certain platform or software to sort of get their database and everything from your company. Do you do that?
Yes, we have plenty of reporting software that we use. There's also some companies that use WGSN, which is like the leading one. I've never had the privilege of using WGSN, but I know it's amazing. It's like a trend forecaster that's just the best.
Yeah.
For us, we use TR, we use business objects, we use things like that that really like analyze your information.
Okay. Well, I would like to move on to the next question, which is, well, we did sort of answer like how you look for trends from WGSN and other platforms as well that are that are available to you. And I would like to know like how it changed during COVID and what are you expecting after COVID for the fashion buying anyway?
Yeah, I think for now everything is just like so unstable. We actually don't know, like communicating from like the senior down to like our level, it's a bit askew right now. We're just hoping to keep all of our shops afloat. So whether that's just online, we just hope to keep our companies going. Like for example, now I'm with Mothercare that I don't know if you know the history of, it actually went into administration. So one way we're staying in business is we've now franchised half of our brand out to like Dubai and other countries. So we're just kind of like staying afloat like that, finding other avenues apart from the brick and mortar stand stores. We're finding other channels. So that's how we're saying.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's pretty difficult during COVID.
Yes.
To say the least.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel really lucky to be in kidswear because I feel like on the high street, kids will always grow. So people will always buy children's clothes. So in that respect, I feel like I'm doing okay. But just as a general, it's really messy out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think anything would change after COVID with like the amount of purchases or like stocks that you guys would have from a certain brand?
That's a really good question. I think we're definitely buying tighter units now. People are also more conscious, people are more sustainable focused. The high street is moving from like huge departmental stores to smaller brands. People care more about how has it been made, who's made it. There's all kinds of things like supply chain, good pay for people who make things in other countries. I just think like people are more conscious now, and it's
Yeah.
kind of breaking down the huge conglomerate brands into like small, taken care of brands. So you'll probably actually see a lot of smaller brands emerging out of COVID, which may seem like, oh my God, like, you know, Debenhams and all of the big stores are gone. But like, I think getting smaller brands out there may stabilize our economy actually a lot better. Yeah,
That's very true.
yeah,
Because I did read an article from BOF, and it said that a lot of more emerging designers are actually getting out there. Like
yeah.
they're very new and during COVID. And I was surprised because you would think that during a pandemic that people would be sort of afraid to sort of like get a business, you know, but
Yeah.
it's really about the sustainable business model and the ethical values and everything, really.
Exactly. It's all about a shift rather than a complete like obliteration. I don't think fashion or retail is disappearing. It's just changing. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's a good thing it's changing for the better.
definitely.
I would like to ask about your buying and merchandising experience
Yeah.
for Debenhams. Do you choose the collections presented to you, or do you seek designers by yourself that you would like to present at Debenhams?
Yeah, so yeah, that question I actually found really interesting because I was like, to be honest, as a buyer, it's your job to go out and seek stuff. If you're just sitting there
I
waiting
see.
for people to like present you stuff, that's actually quite a lazy buyer in a way.
Okay, all right.
Do have to constantly keep your eye out there. We're always looking at like new graduates or new collections that are coming out. We're always approaching like celebrities who want to do, you know, side brands for celebrities.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when I was at Debenhams, I was actually on the Savannah Miller brand. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh, okay.
Yenna Miller's sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we actually like took her into Debenhams. We had a little concession, and yeah, it's definitely your job to like make sure the brand is afloat, the stock is there. She used to come in a lot and pick out what we like decided, and we worked together. It
Wow.
was a really good relationship.
That's really fun. That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is a personal question for me. So I'm not very aware and I'm not very knowledgeable and sort of ignorant about fashion buying and merchandising.
Okay.
So I was pretty interested and intrigued to the fact that you said fashion buyers seek out designers. Like, is that a daily thing? So you have to like really keep an eye out?
Well, actually, yes, it would be a daily thing, but we only ever take them on like every few years because once we take someone on, there's
I
a
see.
contract for like 2 or 3 years to like stay in business with them. So yes, it's
Ah, okay.
daily, but when we make the decision to like go in with it, it takes years to first of all lock them down, and then when we do go into it,
Okay.
yeah, it will last quite a while. Yeah.
Okay. I see. So back to Debenhams.
Yes.
So for the product development, do you guys go for a certain size, color, or products from the designers? Or do you guys sort of make a standard of what you guys want from each of the designers that they could sort of like comply to in a sense?
Right. So at Debenhams, because it was a department store, there are so many little brands sitting within it. The design team would put together the what they've seen happen on runway. They would make little cards for us, and then as buyers,
Mm-hmm.
we have to go in and decide what we like from each of that and what suits our brand the best. So it really was our job.
Okay.
Okay, we like that. We're going to have that. There would be a lot of like clashes where, you know, for example, Savannah Millen and Red Herring, they both want the same like thing, and you know things
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, the designers kind of lay out a summary of all of runway for the season, and then we go in and say, okay, we're going to take that, we want that, and then use product development to go forward with it. There's a lot of collaboration that goes on. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds really fun. Man, I'm super glad I'm very interested in fashion, but you make it sound you're selling it really well, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Well, I mean, it's not fun, but But yeah, it's worth it. And I can see it's your genuine passion. I would say go for it. There are so many jobs in the industry. I feel like there's a lot of doom and gloom that's sold, but go for it. And I'd really like to hear your journey and how you get on with everything.
Hopefully, after I have my experience, I could get back to you on that if that's possible.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, the next question would be, would you have you given an upcoming promising designer to make a name for him or herself in the luxury market, or in your case, in Debenhams or any other department store?
So, like, what advice would I give an up and coming designer?
Yeah.
Make it. Definitely know your market. So say you're a luxury designer and you want to sit in Debenhams, you first of all have to remember you're not just selling to the customer, you're selling to the buyers at Debenhams. So you need to show us that you know what Debenhams is. You know, for example, our ethos, what we're all about. You need to know where you're going to sit in our ranging, all of that. So you need to come in and be like, look, I can see you have a gap here. I can sit perfectly there. I will sell this amount of stuff. All of those kinds of things. Just show that you have that market awareness. I think designers often get caught in the creativity a lot and making stuff, which is great. You need to be creative, but market awareness and knowing, that business side of things is just so important. You need to sell, and we're all here to sell.
True.
So yeah. Yeah.
That's true. Oh, that's true. I know designers have to have a very vast knowledge and market research for like the stores they're going to work with, the fashion buyers they want to collaborate with. But for the fashion buyers themselves, do they have like a certain criteria or like list of requirements for the designers?
We definitely want to know that you're already trading. So it's not very common for a store to take on a graduate designer who's never sold anything. So you already need to be trading, whether that's just on your own website or somewhere else. And then I'd say it would just depend how the relationship goes after that. If you do get approached or if you do get a decent meeting, it's literally game on. Like, there are no set criteria, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, next question. So when you're proposing a partnership with a possible designer, what are some hesitations that are usually expressed from the designer side?
I think designers are very, I'm trying to think of the word, protective over things.
Don't worry about it.
So
That's a good word. That was safe.
Is that you? Kind of like you want to keep it your vision and everything. But a brand is a collaboration, even just within the team itself. You need buyers, you need merchandisers, you need designers to all help you cultivate your brand. They are here to help you. They want you to sell. So definitely we get resistance on a lot of things. They're like, no, that doesn't look nice. And we're giving them the figures like, look, this sold well last season. You need to buy into this. You can't walk away from this. So yeah. And another thing that we get resistance on is royalties. So obviously the commission that they're going to get paid for it. When you're the higher end you go, the commission does get less and less. So there's always that about that. Yeah.
Okay. So when you say higher end, do you mean like designers that have like a vast array of experiences and has sold to different department stores, or?
Oh, I just mean like high profile. So if you're like got no experience and then you want to sit in Debenhams that's been here for like literally over 50 years, your royalty or commission is going to be quite low. And
I see. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
A main stage, so it's gonna be fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very fair. They have exposure as well. Have you ever actually worked with virtual showrooms?
Virtual showrooms. I've not worked with virtual showrooms personally. That's never fallen under my responsibility. But I do know how it works. So yeah, a buyer wants to know how a supplier or a separate brand is if we're thinking about going into business with them. And it helps. It's really cost effective. We don't have to take the flight out or the train ride to go there. We can just like have a look online. So yeah, it's great. Yeah.
But I guess I've noticed from your channel that you went on a train station as well to meet with suppliers and everything.
Yes.
So what I would like to know if there are like any key features or like experience, like highlights that you would say that are essential to meeting with for possible partnerships.
Okay, so you mean if you're meeting them for the first time?
Yeah, for like as possibly a designer and you as the buyer, they would possibly meet face to face before the whole COVID thing. What are some key essential highlights that you would take away from that?
Okay, so I think you do need to go in firm because um, you should never settle on like the first price they're going to give you, things like that. Obviously, you're beginning to establish a relationship, and what I found is the way you begin a relationship with a supplier or a separate brand that you want to partner with, it's going to determine the rest of the way. So you need to establish that relationship early, as in, you know, whether you're price conscious, whether you're design focused, whatever it is. And I mean, when you go up there, you know, entertain them. It is a day out, you know, they want to be
Yeah.
comfortable. So obviously be firm but pleasant. And I'm not sure what else. I think I've been doing it for so long, it's just like it rolls off. But obviously we're nice in person, but still when it comes to figures and everything, you need to remain firm. Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I guess with the existence of virtual showrooms, it's pretty hard to, well, I guess it's not a statement, more so to a question. Is it harder to build that relationship
Oh yes.
completely virtually?
Of course. Like it will never be the same.
Yeah,
I think the only benefit I find with virtual showrooms is just cheaper. It's just easier. But I'll
I see.
personal relationship, and also like with virtual showrooms, like you never really know the location of the place, so it shows you the inside,
Mm-hmm.
how the brand looks and the things, but you never know like, okay, is this brand situated like downtown? Do we want to get in partnership with someone who's like somewhere really dingy? You never know things like that. So
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
really be there. Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Being face to face is way better for sure,
Yeah.
like for anything other than business meetings as well. Anyway, I guess we sort of like answered the last question, and I guess I'm just gonna go off from there and ask you some personal questions as well from my side. So
Okay.
I did want to ask like how you got into fashion buying, your experience. I wanted it to be recorded.
Oh, cool. Okay, well,
Yeah.
how I got into my profession, yeah, it was a bit of a journey. I did fashion design at uni, and I actually thought I wanted to be a designer, which I've ended up doing because I've launched my own brand. But I became really curious about the business side of fashion because once you've designed something, selling it is like 80% of the work, not just making it. Yeah, you're nodding really hard, so you know.
Yes,
So,
because I took fashion design as well. Sorry.
did you? Oh, was that at IFS as
Yeah.
well?
That was back in Indonesia, where I'm from.
Right.
So I'm currently taking my master's in fashion media and buying.
Okay.
Yeah. But prior to that, I took fashion design. So what you said, I can completely agree with wholeheartedly.
I'm glad somebody understands. Yeah. When I graduated, I just realized that like I need to learn how to sell, I need to learn how to analyze information. And so I actually, my first job was actually doing placement while I was still in my
Okay.
degree. And it was kind of a mix between buying and design. It was in the pattern rooms for a brand called Margaret Howell. And then from there, I was definitely sold. I was like, okay, I want to be in buying. And then when I graduated, I kept my options very open, but my first official role was at Jaeger. So from there, I've been in that ever since. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Well, I love that you started from fashion design.
Yeah.
I know because fashion designers are very idealistic, as you said, protective of their designs.
Yes.
Especially when they've worked on it for more than months at a time. They get completely involved in the pieces and everything.
Yeah.
So I guess to my fashion designer friends and yeah, fashion designers, emerging fashion designers as well, could you say a couple of advices maybe to sort of remind them that fashion design is not only a creative process, because we still need the business aspect of it?
For sure. And okay, advice for designers starting their brand. Like you said, you need the business aspect, and the reason that you need the business aspect is because if you don't become commercially aware, market aware, you'll end up having your brand essentially taken from you. You'll just end up being a concession in a brand that has a team of buyers that are gonna like sort out those things for you. So why not just have that knowledge for yourself, and then you have the full picture, you know how to make it, and then you also know how to sell it. So it empowers you, it just gives you that extra tool to sell your brand. Yeah, that's my advice really. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much. It has honestly been super helpful for me. I'm so glad I found you, and you're the nicest person to respond to me. That just sounds sad, but thank you so
Oh,
much.
no way. I was going to say, I know you're only in Paris like a train ride away. I know it's like we're in COVID, but you're more than welcome to come up to London. You know, like any, advice you need or any experience you need, I'd be happy to like, hook you up.
Ah, that
Yeah,
sounds so amazing. Thank you so much.
COVID is like so rubbish right now, but yeah, you're more than invited. We
Yeah.
have each other's contacts now, so
Thank you so much.
I don't know if you guys do like work experience or anything.
Yeah.
Do
I
you?
hope that in the future, once I do start taking fashion buying and merchandising more seriously, because I'm still in shallow waters right now. So when I do take it seriously, I would hope for you to be my role model, I guess, sort of like a mentor in a sense.
No problem at all.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for answering the interview, and thank you so much. Well, that's the end of the recording, right?
Let's stay in touch.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Let's keep in
Bye,
touch.
Christi.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.